Vision is crucial and critical for leadership. A leader's vision is a popular topic in leadership studies. We hear quite a lot about visionary leadership. Not only for a leader, but for anyone aspires to have a successful or effective life, the concept of vision is very vital. The most famous verse in the Bible on vision is Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Where there is no revelation, as in NIV, is probably a more accurate translation. The Hebrew word for vision means a mental sight, a revelation, or an oracle. The word has the idea of spiritual wisdom and understanding. The second part of the verse reads, "But happy is he who keeps the law." Now, see the relationship between the words or revelation or vision and the law. The law of God is the vision, is the revelation. Without God's revelation, His law, that is His word, people perish. They abandon themselves to their own sinful ways and destruction without the word of God. But obedience to God's law, which is given by prophetic revelation, at God's own initiative, brings happiness and blessing. Where people abandon God's revelation, they dig their own graves. Now let us apply this key idea of vision in this verse to leadership responsibilities. Leaders have to be visionary with compelling visions, articulating it as clearly as possible and encouraging and motivating others to achieve a desired goal in the will, plan, and purpose of God. Spiritual leaders do not produce a vision. They only help people to see what God has promised for the future and how He is working in their midst. It is necessary for both leaders and the people to have the sense that they are a part of something God is doing, and together they must accomplish the vision which God has imparted to us through His revelation, the Word of God. This vision is based on His truth, His Word, His revelation. The world and the systems of the world always create their own vision. It is not based on God's revelation. Usually, it is hostile to God's revelation or His vision. The world functions on man's ideas and man's vision, but God calls us to operate by His law, His revelation, things that have been revealed to us through His apostles and prophets. Vision is something very, very important. We do not produce a vision. We just receive the vision, the revelation, and we follow that revelation. And thus we are able to fulfill God's kingdom agenda. So next time, when you quote this verse in Proverbs, I hope you can meaningfully understand it and relate it to its truth and apply it in your life. Where there is no vision, that is revelation or prophetic vision, prophetic revelation, God's truth given through the words of the prophets, people perish when they abandon it. Without revelation from God, the people are unrestrained and fall under God's judgment. That is what we are seeing in the world today, in societies, in institutions all around us, a world in darkness, in distress. The reason? Revelation rejected. No vision, no sight, no light. It is all distress and darkness everywhere. Our vision is to fulfill God's vision, God's plan, purpose. That is our mission, and we have to do it with passion. Where there is no vision, people perish. And that vision is based upon God's revelation.